Hello my friends, my name is Irvin, also known as Kobuman on this channel, and what we have here is a phone that I bought for personal use, but I've decided to go ahead and do a full review since I've used it for about 3 weeks here, and now I'm just doing a casual review with unboxing as well, since I figured if I'm gonna do this I might as well do it right, or as best as I can, right? So what we have here is a Chinese phone brand called LETV, Li Echo 2 x620. This is a I guess a lower model of this. This phone costs about anywhere between $170 through $200 for this specific model. It has display of 5.5 inches, 1920 by 1080 screen. CPU is x620 deca-core. Operating system is Android 6.0. And we got 32 gigabytes of RAM here, 32 gigabytes of storage, and the front camera is 8 megapixels. The rear camera is 16 megapixels with flash, of course. Bluetooth 4.0. We got a dual SIM card, dual nano SIM cards, and networks. It supports 2G, 3G, and 4G. GSM networks, as you can see down here. So if you want more details, specific details to this, I will go ahead and provide a link to their website in the description below, but also will provide link to the website that you can buy this, where you can purchase this phone at. So if you're watching this and you're in the United States, it is not available for you to buy locally, but you can order it from China. This is what I've done. Okay, and the reason I bought this specific one is because I thought it had awesome features for the price, and as you can see, it is an amazing phone. Here we have a USB connector. It's a Type C. So it's a Type C USB connector, as you can see here. I'll try to get a really good close-up for you guys here as best as I can. I apologize for the lighting. Lighting could have been a little bit better here, but not too bad for a first video, right? So, but I will have much better angles here so I can show you. This is an adapter for Type C USB, because with this phone you don't have analog connection for your regular headphones. So this you have to plug in first and then your regular headphones, because there's no headphone jack, just like in the new iPhones, right? So you plug this in, and then you have, you can connect your regular headphones. But the point of this is to have digital sound headphones. It's supposed to be better. Just real quick again, just a quick overview over the CPU while we look at the power cord. By the way, I was sent, this is a US connection type of power cord, and which is really nice that they sent me this automatically. I didn't have to tell them or anything, they just immediately sent me the right one. So again, it's x620 deca-core times 10, running at 2.3 gigahertz. GPU is Mali T880, 3 gigabytes of RAM, 32 gigabytes of storage, and external memory is not supported. So you can't get a flash card and put it in there, right? So that's really good to know. But don't worry, you can actually get a models that they're of course a little bit more money, but you can pick how much internal storage you have. So in my opinion, it's not a big deal. But overall, the price of how much you get here is amazing. You actually do get a lot of things that comes with the premium phones, including like gyroscopes and different types of sensors, right? It's all aluminum case, all aluminum. It has, see, there's a light sensor up there. That front one, that's not a headphone connector at all. That's the infrared for, like, if you want to use it as a remote, But it's all aluminum case. Right now it has a protective sticker. Those are the volume up and down. The longer one, the longer button is up, volume up and down, and then you have the power button right underneath it. Incredibly nice design. This one is a Force Gold. So the color is Force Gold. Very, very slick looking phone. It actually came with a cover. That's actually a rubber cover, which I will actually take off so you guys can see. Here it just says some stuff in Chinese, which I don't know what it means. Right back there is a fingerprint sensor. so that's really awesome. I really like that. It's pretty decent. Admittedly, I've never had a phone with a fingerprint sensor before, so this was really cool for me. That just says that it's two, as you can see, two nano SIMs you can put on there, and it's fully unlocked, by the way, fully unlocked. So again, it works in the United States because I'm using it for myself, and I've been using it for about 3 weeks now. But yeah, just to kind of point out again, I will be showing footage, video footage from the camera, and also performance benchmarks and just gaming benchmarks, because I know a lot of people are interested in that, you know. Here I just kind of wanted to see how's the little protection stuff on there. I will be ripping it off here in a sec so you guys can see. It's an incredibly beautiful phone, but you can see that Type-C connector. It looks actually, bottom of it looks very almost identical to iPhones. But yeah, you see how I peeled it off. The cover, the rubber cover is still on, but I will take it off so you guys can see better, and how the SIM card is the SIM card is inserted as well. But I thought it was very cool that it came with a protective case, and I like that it's see-through because I really like the design of this phone, you know. If you guys don't want to go through the unboxing, feel free to forward to about I guess about 12 minutes of this. Actually, about 8 minutes and 15 seconds, so you can see the other stuff like the reviews, performance and stuff. But it's good to see. A lot of people like to see, and I like to see, like a detailed everything unboxing of the phone itself, you know. But that cover that's in Chinese there, that's just on the sticker itself. It's not on the screen. Obviously, I'm sure you guys know that. I accidentally actually pressed the power button on here, but and right there it actually says that the phone is unlocked, but it says that it's in orange state. And I know you guys can see that, but it says orange state, and it says this phone is fully unlocked, so it thinks that it's unsecure, you know. But of course, I'm not gonna be able to use it if it's if it's locked to a carrier or whatnot, you know. So the screen is really good. Really, I will show close-ups and way better pictures of it. Very responsive, very smooth. That 10-core processor is really neat. I really like it, and I will of course show benchmarks as I said here. This is the default UI. I think it's called EUI 5.9 or 5.86. I'm not entirely sure, but I will show it in the video a little bit later on here. I promise. But this is the default look of it, you know. Later on, upon using it, I like to use Google's launcher, so I use Google launchers personally here myself. But let's see here. The moving on is we're just gonna. I already pulled the mobile manual out. Here, what we have is a pin that is used to open the SIM card, you know. And here's the manual. There's one in Chinese, and I believe there's one in English as well. But besides that, the default language that was set already in there was English for me, you know. There were some things that are still in Chinese, but it wasn't a big deal at all because it had both. It had Chinese and English at the same time. So there's few things in there that are still in Chinese, but most of the phone's UI, I'd say about 95% of it is in English, you know. But of course you have selection of different languages that you can choose from, you know. Here's a little bit a different. See how the screen is quite nice. It's quite nice. Like when you read it, when you read from it, it's almost like looking at a picture. That's how good it is. See here, I tried to silly me. I tried to open it up there without removing the cover because I guess it's see-through, so I didn't realize it. But here, once I pull this out, you can really see how nice this phone is. It's unbelievable deal. But they go up to as high as $500, $600 as well. But you know, I opted out for this feature. The more expensive one come with a faster processor, higher resolution screen if that's what you want, and I believe more RAM. They come with 4 gigabytes of RAM. This one is 3 gigabytes. For me, it's plenty enough. But here's where the SIM cards go. But yeah, you can get, I believe, up to 256 gigabytes of storage built in. So, and that one is called Lee Echo Max. So if you want to look into that, you know, if you want to spend $500, that's fine too. Here's a close-up look of the system settings here. I'm just gonna, hit the, I'm gonna click on the About phone here so you guys can get a clear look of what it is. So you can see here it says Helio x620 10-core 2.3 gigahertz, and EUI version is 5.96.013s. Android 6.0. Last update looks like February 1st, 2016. And you can see here that it's LE2, LEX620. Well, it's like a kind of a mouthful to say the whole thing. But yeah, I changed the background. This is after me using it. I'd say about a few days here. Just to kind of here is the Antutu benchmark score. So it's 94,496, which is pretty solid for a phone that costs around $180 or under $200, depends. I think it may have been on sale. Here's a comparison to similar devices, and you can see where it stands. The performance is pretty good. You can see that the LE Echo Max up top 2 has the highest score here, is number 1. Okay, Samsung Galaxy S7 in comparison is 134,000, and this one is 94. So you know, to me that's not a big difference in performance, and especially considering the price. I mean, I'm using this as a personal phone, so that's the only reason I'm talking about it like this, because I really did my research and kind of wanted to get the best I can for the money, because I refuse to spend a lot of money for a phone. Now here's a good example of real world performance of this phone. So this is Square Enix Final Fantasy game that's very graphically intense. The slowdown you see is actually part of the game itself. So that's not a slowdown on the phone at all, just so you know. And this game, in case you like, if you played this game before, you know how it's graphically intensive. This is actually set to maximum possible resolution and graphics settings. So this is running at maximum possible look of this game here, and as you can see, it looks really amazing. Again, if you're interested in this phone, the link, I'm gonna post a link here. And the reason I'm saying it again is because it's a pretty long video, because I really want to talk about it, because, you know, give as much detail as I can without, you know, just kind of, you know, doing a quick review. I'm not the guy that, you know, does phone reviews on the internet. So I'm just doing this just so I can give a full detail, you know, description of what I bought to my friends. You know what I mean? To my friends that subscribe and watch my videos, you know, because I would hate for you guys to go out and buy something just because I bought without me giving as much information as possible here, you know. But again, this video is not going to be too much, too much longer. I'd say about 5 more minutes, so you can guys see the full experience of it. You know what I mean? Because I want to show you the actual performance. You know, here's Subway Surfers. I decided to pretty much get like some of the most popular games that are available. You know, so you guys can see how well it runs. You know. Here actually I kind of struggled of seeing, because I'm looking over the camera, so I did not see the start button. See how I'm like struggling because I'm actually behind the camera here. But I finally got it. The touchscreen is actually very, very sensitive here. I was just clicking on the wrong thing. But yeah, it picks up sometimes the touchscreen. You see how smooth that is? It's very, very good. Of course I suck at this game, but I'll show you a little bit more here so you guys can see. And of course there'll be, I believe, another game here that's very graphically intense. But like it almost registers, like I feel like I almost don't even touch it, the screen. It like a very, very fraction of the finger, it really registers really well, you know. It runs great, as you can see. It's that Mali T880. That's the GPU used here. The Helio X20 processor, the 10 core, is actually pretty new. It's been out for like 3 or 4 months on the market, but it's a brand new type of processor. They have different versions of it as well. It's called Helio X25. I believe the difference is the architecture might be slightly different, and it runs faster. I know it runs the clock, it's set faster. You know, I think 2.5 rather than 2.3. You know, but here we go. I'm gonna try to show you real racing here. It was kind of difficult to show this one because the way you control this game is by, you know, holding the phone in your hands and kind of moving it left and right, you know, so that way, but you know, I'll show as much as I can. You can see it's very, very clean and crisp. Now, I gotta tell you, I did notice in this racing game, and there was another one I tried later, which may not be in this video, so I apologize for that, because it was very similar to this, but this is very heavy, intensive game. I did notice very slight, occasional micro glitches. It didn't really affect the glitches, not the glitches, but micro stutter. And I believe I've read this somewhere that this was an issue with some of these phones, and probably an update will fix that. But as you can see here, it was actually still very, very playable for this type of game, you know. Now, I played a lot of other games, and there was no issue whatsoever, like, you know, other racing games and stuff like that. Now, on this one, and one other that I saw, I forget its name, you see how it's like slight kind of micro stutter, but it wasn't like impossible to play the game or anything. Like, it wasn't skipping frames. It was just like sort of like, I don't know, just kind of, you see that? It's there, you know. But probably future updates would fix that, you know. But you can see it's playable here. It's just that I can't play because I have to use 2 hands, and it was kind of hard, you know. But it runs really well. It runs really well. And everything is set. This is default setting. I didn't even see where if you can change the graphics on this one to anything higher than what it is. But it runs really well. Like I said, you know, it wasn't a big deal to me because I don't really play these type of games anyways. But here's moving on. This is the camera view. This is recorded, and it's shaky because I'm holding it. You know, of course, if you stabilize any type of camera and provide good lighting, the picture is going to be way better. But this is me just holding the camera and recording during the day. Here's during the night, and also a little bit of voice. You guys can hear the microphone.
I've got stop and go traffic here because of construction. You know, I figure it's a good opportunity to whip out my phone and kind of test to see how well it records at night. You know,
microphone is very sensitive.
Kind of
Excellent.
Type of thing going on with the right light.
Folks, what we are looking at here is, I'm quite certain it is something that's
yeah, microphone
illegal.
picks up amazingly.
This
Calls are
truck
excellent.
that's carrying this lumber
Has dual microphones.
is way oversized.
One back and one
and
front.
does not have a sign anywhere that says oversized, nor does it have an escort with
Just another
another
video
vehicle in front or back
Wow.
says that it's oversized.
While driving
Look at this, and this guy is swerving all over the place. Now, I don't know how people can get away with this. It's beyond me, but obviously this whole thing is shaking. And I'm kind of taking a risk here driving behind him because look at that. Look at how that lumber is just flexing. That could fall off any second here, so I'm just going to stop it here before I put myself in danger.
And here's just a nature, if you will. This is outside on my patio. Just kind of a nature video, kind of slow moving, me just kind of panning around slightly. And after this I will also show, and you know, this is outside, it's not sunny whatsoever, you know, this is just outside, you know, slow filming. And next one is going to be inside. See, this is, and I purposely set it up so you can see the transition from dark to super bright. See how camera handles it. And you see it adjusts fairly quickly. I wouldn't say the cameras are amazing, but they're pretty darn good, you know, considering everything, how much you get for the price of this phone, you know. And after this, I'm going to show some pictures that I took. So this is a close-up picture outside. And of course, if you like this video, facebook.com/KoboMan. If you have time, please like my page. And of course, a couple of close-ups of yours truly. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. Again, the link is in the description. Have a good one. Bye-bye.